Good evening, and thank you for joining me. I'll be presenting a case study on a student I've been working with, Hot Wheels. This is an in depth analysis that provides insights into his academic, social, and emotional needs, as well as the supports he requires for success. Hot Wheels is a 15-year-old student in the ninth grade in my self contained classroom. He has moderate intellectual disability and a speech and language impairment. His cognitive level is currently at an early developmental stage, similar to that of a toddler. In terms of communication, Hot Wheels uses minimal spoken words, but he attempts to communicate through sign language. His motor skills are still developing. He needs assistance with basic tasks like tying his shoes, utilizing utensils, and he also struggles with hand eye coordination. For self care, he requires frequent redirection to complete tasks such as washing his face, washing his hands, or anything related to his actual hygiene. Hot Wheels is the oldest of two children and lives primarily with his mother, who is 32 years old. She shares joint custody with his father, who is 64. Although the father is involved, he's not listed in school records, which makes it a bit of a communication barrier when notifications are being sent out. I make it my best effort to include him in email conversations with the mom's consent. However, mom is primarily the individual who I have communication with, and that's via text, as she often overlooks other forms of communication, such as emails or remind messages. Like, she makes it very clear that, oh, I just didn't bother to read it. So that could be a bit of a barrier. Another issue that I have noticed with him that is of grave concern to me is that he has a significant medical concern in that he's underweight and requires a feeding tube to help him receive the extra nutrients in addition to his regular meals that he eats at school. However, due to incomplete paperwork, he is not currently receiving his school feeds. The school social worker initiated a swarm call after I brought it to her attention to address these needs further, but to date, the issue has yet to be resolved. Academically, Hot Wheels is currently functioning at an emergent literacy level. He does not yet recognize sight words and is still working on foundational skills. In math, he can count orally up to 10 but requires visual supports for tasks such as number matching. His instructional level and unique learning system is at a level 1, which focuses on those early learning skills, preschool skills. Hot Wheels faces challenges with both letter and number identification as well as receptive and expressive language, which can, and actually it does, impact his ability to engage with academic content. Despite these challenges, however, Hot Wheels has several strengths that we can build upon. First, he is highly motivated by cars, so his love for cars can be used to engage him in lessons. I oftentimes like to use the Hot Wheels to aid him when counting. So when we're doing our math prompts, I'll use the cars as actual manipulatives because it keeps him focused and it gets his attention, and he actually loves it. So that's something that I have found to be effective in engaging him in the lessons. He's also very curious and enjoys sensory based activities, which can be incorporated into the teaching strategies. Additionally, Hot Wheels shows great persistence. So, with encouragement and praise, he is willing to at least attempt tasks, which provides an opportunity for continued growth. I try my hardest not to discourage him or to deter him from wanting to be self sufficient or independent, even though his mobility may limit him. He still tries, and I will always encourage him to continue to try. To support Hot Wheels, we've implemented a range of interventions tailored to his specific needs. So he receives weekly speech and language therapy to help him improve his communication skills, which is crucial for not only academic but also social interactions. Additionally, he has occupational therapy to address both fine and gross motor skills, since motor coordination is an area where he faces challenges. We also rely heavily on visual supports like picture schedules, first stand boards, and core vocabulary boards to help him navigate his day and stay on track with tasks. His learning is hands on with manipulatives and adaptive materials that often come from Unique that keep him engaged and give him the tactile feedback he responds well to. Instructionally, we make sure to provide that small group and one on one support to meet his individual needs. Although there isn't a formal behavioral plan in place yet, the structured routines we've established help him manage his self care and maintain focus throughout the day, which has been very beneficial for him. Looking at Hot Wheels' recent work sample, this actually came from an assessment done in December. We observed that he was responsive during the benchmark assessment. It actually was titled Responsiveness and Participation. So in that, he was given a slew of questions. However, I wasn't assessing him for his actual accuracy, but more so just on his willingness to engage. And he showed clear engagement and a willingness to participate, but due to his need for continuous prompting, we were unable to grade his performance based on his actual accuracy. His motor skill challenges, particularly with his hand-eye coordination, impacted his ability to complete tasks independently, but he still made attempts with encouragement and scored well from the notion of being responsive and engaging with the material. In conclusion, the main focus areas for Hot Wheels moving forward are increasing his independence and communication. So I did receive a touch chat device for him, expanding his recognition of symbols and words, as well as improving his number recognition skills. The instructional strategies will include continued structure and consistent teaching, integrating visual, kinesthetic, and verbal methods. Also, it's important for me to collaborate with his father to ensure more support and consistency at home. His father has shown more of the vested interest in his academics than his mom, so his father is someone who I actually have a pleasure with speaking with when he does report to the building. I do believe that together these strategies will help Hot Wheels make progress in his learning journey as well as his overall development.